Happy Tuesday! I'm like 2 hours behind in my day. I was going to record this walking on my way to Mom's house, and I forgot, and then I got home and then got myself ready because I'm going to film with Cassie. She nicely agreed for me to interview her about Korea. I'm like, oh, I gotta take my shower yet, yada yada. Yesterday when we went to my mom's, when the garage door opened, it just sounded funny. And so I was looking at the cables and stuff, and Wayne's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just, checking out the cables to see if they're stripping like they were at our house, because it's sounding funny. So when we left Mom's, he looked at them, and he's like, yeah, one side's really tight and one side is loose. He's like, so maybe the spring is going. And I'm like, all right. So today it was one of my jobs was to call the garage door company, and they could come out today. I was like, oh, okay. So I basically had time I'd exercised, and that was about it. I was going to take a shower, and I thought, you know what? I'd gone out and taken the garbage can, I brought it back in, and it was hot out there. So I thought, if I'm going to be outside for any amount of time or anything, I'm going to be sweating some more, and so I might as well wait for my shower. So I did. I just did a couple more things. I watered my plants inside here and stuff and whatever, and then I went by my mom's, waited. The guy came, checked it out, and said actually everything's fine. So yay, that was very nice. I was like, yeah, but think about replacing the garage door within 1 to 3 years. It may break in between then. So I was like, okay. And so we got a cost for that and everything, and that was very nice, good company. I asked him, I'm like, do you know this area? And he's like, oh yeah, too well. Unfortunately. I'm like, actually, that's a good thing. That means you're a good company. It was Cedarburg overhead door. I said that, you're reputable. You do good business. You do good work. So it's very nice that people recommend you and all that. I said, and they replaced our garage door a couple years ago. And my neighbor had them done, but I think my other neighbor had them done, which is where I got their name from. And so, yeah, we figured that, yeah, we'll have them replace Mom's door when the time comes. So that was very nice to know that, okay, it's okay. I said, it's kind of like rubbing on the one side as it goes up and stuff. And he goes, yeah, well, you're missing like the bottom 2 inches of track on there, so that's going to happen. He said, so when you get the new garage door, obviously they replace all the tracks and the springs and the cables and all that stuff, and it's all included in the price. And so I'm like, yeah, it's very nice to know. So in any case, that was it. Got home and I'm like, all right, shower. Now I gotta print off the questions for Cassie and wait for her to be ready and stuff, and hopefully get that done, because Wayne will be coming home. He'll be leaving work in about an hour or so. So hopefully we'll get this all done. But that's been my Tuesday so far. Look how tall the weeds are. Pretty purple flowers. Butterflies love these flowers. And then the dandelions. It's always funny how the dandelions can grow well above the weeds. And they're not just like in the grass and growing short. But this plant even this one's about as tall as I am. And they grow even taller. Kind of funny. You can have a nice big tree here. They used to actually cut this field. It used to all be just grass. And now we've got the weeds taller than me and trees growing. So happy Wednesday. Decided I want to take a little bit of a longer walk today. Kind of build up my stamina. Feeling a little lacking. I used to walk 2 miles every day. Again, that was around even when I had the kiddos. I put them in the stroller and I would walk around here and the whole neighborhood. It was a good 2-mile walk. Yeah, I need to build up my stamina, like I said, for later in the month when I'm out with Cassie. So I figured, well, let me try a longer walk today. So it's 82, it's hot and humid. I was going to bring water, but I figured that morning. I don't have pants in these pockets. I don't have pockets in these pants. Yeah. It's early morning for me. Anyways, yeah, I was going to carry water, but I'm like, oh, I don't even have a pocket for my phone. So I'm just going to carry my phone. And we'll enjoy this beautiful day. Look at all the cottonwood in the grass. It's the stuff that looks like it's snowing in summer. They're all seeds from trees. It makes Wayne's allergies go bonkers. Got some white butterflies flying around. Very neat. Got all the butterflies. Got milkweed here for them too. I know the monarchs like that. I don't know about the white butterflies. Test my balance when walking. I haven't done this in a long time. Woo! Sorry, I got distracted. There's the nickel. Very dilapidated nickel. But a nickel. Not a dime from Dad. Enough goofiness. Alright. Well, I took a longer walk than I expected. Now today's a cardio day. I was inspired by Nate Hadlock's video yesterday where he was showing his weekly workout routine. He said he likes to run in the morning. He's in Las Vegas, so it's hot in the morning, so he's got to get out early. And if he doesn't get out, then sometimes he goes to the gym. And he walked for an hour and a half on the treadmill. I was like, oh. So I had been exercising for an hour there, and then there are some mornings that I'm up, but I'm like, I just kind of want to get a quick workout in. I still want to work out, because I'm like, I'll just skip the workout and I'll get to editing videos and whatever. And then I'm like, boot up my, as I boot up my computer, open my YouTube tab, and there's all exercise videos in there because I've done so many. And I'm like, oh, that looks like a good one. I want to exercise, which is better anyways. So I've been exercising, but I've also been gaining weight. So I'm like, all right, I got to step up my game again. Got to get back to the hour workouts or whatever. So I've actually been walking almost an hour today. I figured again, I was just going to, again, test my cardio, see if I could walk up to the corner and back. And I did, and that was not a problem. And I'm like, oh, I still have energy. I'm still not tired. Let me keep going. Let me just walk to the other main corner of the neighborhood. And I got over there, and I'm like, well, now I'm basically halfway around. I might as well just walk around the whole neighborhood. Like, I can do it. I've got it in me. And so yeah, now I'm almost finished. I've got a little ways to go yet, but and like I said, it's almost an hour, so by the time I get home I've been walking an hour. I'm sweaty. Can't hear the cicadas now. The cicadas are out. Again, that's what happens when it's warm out. But it's fun. It's rejuvenating. Man, it's been so long since I've taken this walk. And it's just like, I'm just appreciating nature, appreciating all the flowers. Yeah, all the greenery, just being out in the sun, sweating. It's been good. So I might have to do this more often. You know, again, I've got months, but before the cold hits. To get back into this routine. Because, yeah, I've enjoyed this. Woohoo! Home at last. Well, that was rejuvenating. That was good. Another one of those, another steps closer to healing, of being back to normal, back to 100%. That I have been able to walk a little bit, but I've walked slowly, so to take an actual walk, and a long walk. God, that was good. It was so good, and so good, that I wasn't tired. We'll see what my hips feel like tomorrow, but right now they're not even hurting. Whereas otherwise too, I think I would feel a little bit. So I am so happy. Sweaty mess. It's like, oh, I need another shower. But anyways, good day. I've also noticed that I've been able to wear my pants along my waist a little bit longer. So I've kind of been practicing that also, of during the day, especially now when we're going out or whatever, instead of wearing a longer shirt or something that covers, and again, it's summer. So I've been tucking my bag in, been wearing my pants up, and I've been able to go, like I said, a longer period of time, that it doesn't hurt me. Sometimes what ends up happening is that if I'm having some output and it stays around the stoma and it's not dropping, I'll feel little pinches. And then it's kind of like, all right, let's untuck and give it some more air and breathing room. So even though I'm using the stoma dome, it helps a little bit. But in any case, again, it's just, I keep getting better, and it's so nice. So, yay! Do a little garden update while I'm back here. So I did fix that yesterday. He's digging in there again. I don't know where all the dirt's going though, because I keep trying to like push back some more dirt into that area, but then I see there, there are roots that are are exposed, and I don't want any roots of the plants being, you know, exposed. They gotta keep going, keep growing. So that tomato's doing well, that tomato's doing well. And then I've got one more, oh, can we find it? One more little tomato in there starting to grow. That's it for that. My cucumber plant has found the cage here and is wrapping around. It wrapped around the top branch of the tomato plant, which I may have to cut off. Figured out, we'll see how it goes. But now I've got some other long stringers that these two were trying to wrap around the plant, and I took that off. These guys are looking for a home. I might have to find another stick. I might put another stick in here, but again, lots of flowers on the cucumber plant, but I don't see any cucumbers growing. So come on, bees, pollinate my flowers, please, with little flies. That would be nice. That pepper's still growing, going strong. Those two are going strong. And then my beans, they're still going strong. They're about ready. I think there's a couple of them that are ready to be picked. So they could go a little bit, but maybe not even. So I'll have to come pick those. Happy Thursday! I've been meaning to juice for the last 2 weeks and haven't got to it, so thank goodness my beets are still good, my lemons are still good. So I'm getting to juicing. Woo! My glasses. Getting to juicing today while I have a video uploading. I have, I think, 5 of them to edit. So I finished one of them mostly last night. I had to do a little bit to it this morning. Finished that, so that one's uploading to YouTube at the moment. And then I halfway edited another video last night, our anniversary video where we went to go see the troll. So that one I still have to do a lot of editing to. And then I have a couple of food videos, like I said, that are already done that I need to edit. So I edited a little bit yesterday. That was what was on my schedule for yesterday. And then this is on the schedule for today. Cassie also had some stitching come out of a shirt again yesterday. So she's like, Mom, not to be that person, but I've got another shirt for you. So I've got some more sewing for you to do. Like, looks like I need to teach you how to sew. And she's like, yeah, maybe. But this one is like the whole hem of her shirt kind of came undone. So I think for this one, I'll get out my sewing machine and do it that way. So one, it'll be better and straighter and stay longer. The other one she had me do was actually a pair of her pants. It was a clasp. So it was a hook clasp. And the part that had the hook on, so the one part that it threads into, that was fine, but the actual hook part was, it had undone, the stitching had undone. And I'm like, I thought I did that for you once before. And she goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I had to do that one again. Maybe I did the other part. Now I had to do this part. When she came home from Korea, I had some buttons to sew. She said there too, the buttons were only sewn on with in 2 holes, not all 4 holes. One of them had fallen off while she was there, and she actually saved the button, so that was nice. So I'd sewn that one on, and then I saw a loose thread on one of the other buttons. When I went to go pull that one to, like, you know, I was going to cut off the extra thread, the whole thread popped out and the button came off. I'm like, okay. I'll sew that button on also, and then obviously these other buttons are going to be loose and falling off, so I sewed on all her buttons. So I've been keeping busy. Alrighty, juicing's done. I made 4 juices plus an extra cup. I have 1 beet left over, and can we see just a little bit of ginger? Don't have fresh turmeric, but I have turmeric in dried form. So I usually sprinkle a little bit of that on the bottom of my jars, and then I fill them up with the juice. So get some of that goodness in there too, because turmeric is also very good for you. Thought I'd make some salads, but I'm kind of done in the kitchen. I've got to clean all that up yet, do the dishes. Surprisingly, my feet aren't cramping. I didn't put shoes on. Normally when I'm in the kitchen, I have to wear shoes or I'll cramp. Sometimes even wearing shoes, I'll cramp after I've been here for hours. Have a little bit of celery left over too. I guess I think I had Wayne buy extra celery this week, thinking that I was going to juice and make salads and make soup. So I made the corn and potato soup this weekend. So I still have celery left over. Hopefully it'll last. Today's Wednesday, so it'll last the weekend. I'll come up with another soup or something to use that with. But in any case, yeah, time for cleanup. So first, a little hydration. Cheers. Okay, seeing as this cucumber plant keeps going for my tomato plant, I brought another stick out. So I will put that in the ground here and hope that the cucumber plant will be going for that instead. So, oh, that's a cucumber plant too. Oh, it did. It reached all the way over to this side. Yesterday I unattached it from part of the plant. And I got it to go back over, but this I have to figure out. I don't know if I can do it one-handed, maybe. There we go. Let's take these guys and wrap them around. But also, I don't know how tight it is already wrapped on here. But I can try to get it wrapped back to the, oh, love it when a root attaches to another, not a root, whatever these are, the tendrils attached to another tendril. And I can wrap them around. Let's wrap them around here. I see I put a rope on here the other day to help hold the part of the plant up, and I see the tendrils are all doing their job and wrapping on there, so that's good. Alright, and then I decided that I saved some of my lemon seeds from the lemons I used for juicing, and I put those in this pot. I also have my tea leaves. I know I heard that like coffee grounds are supposed to help with keeping cats away. I don't drink coffee. Wayne does, and he was putting some of his coffee grounds out in the area where the cat had been going. I don't know if that helped or not, because the cat really hasn't been going this year, but I figure, what if I put some coffee grounds in here? Will that make them kind of stop digging in here? Or my tea, I should say. I've been putting my tea stuff out in that other part of the garden too, and so same. Whether his little bit of coffee, because then he stopped doing that. But I've been putting my tea out. So we'll see if the tea will do anything, and we'll see if by chance any of these lemon seeds will want to grow into a lemon tree for me. How cute would that be? Here's my green bean harvest. It's pretty much all the green beans from the plant. There are a couple still on there that looked a little small. That could go a couple more days, but that's enough for 2 people. And they look a heck of a lot better than what you get at the grocery store. Woohoo! Good morning! Happy Friday! It's cardio day again, so I thought, let's try taking a walk again. Might as well keep doing this as long as I can. It's still early in the morning, so it's nice out. I believe it is like 70. I know it went down to 66-ish something last night, and I think today it's supposed to be a little bit on the cooler side, a little less humidity. Skies are blue, got some good puffy clouds. Some of them are a little dark, looks like it might rain, but rain's not in the forecast till tomorrow and Sunday. Although I thought it was supposed to be like the uncomfortable humid today. So far so good. So let's go enjoy this walk. So I'm finishing my walk, and I heard a fish jump in the water, so I looked over that way, and then I saw on the way far shoreline that the heron was there, just standing there on the shore or whatever, and I'm like, oh hi, you know, try taking a picture, but I'm like, that's too far away, you're not going to be able to see it. But then I thought, oh well, I'll do my video and have him in the background just in case he flies off. I'm like, well, now I can't find him. That was all of 30 seconds. I don't see him flying, so don't know where he disappeared to, but I also saw a caterpillar in one of the milkweed flowers. So that was very awesome too. So once again, another successful, rejuvenating, refreshing walk. Oh, I love this. There's a cute little bird down here too. Hopefully I have him in frame because he kind of blends into the background. I'm not wearing my glasses, but he was on top of the wall and then he jumped down. Too cute. Yesterday when Wayne and I were walking, our neighbor gave us this huge zucchini. She's like, will you eat it? I can't eat it all by myself. I mean, this is my Fiji bottle for size. This thing is at least 12 inches long and about 4 inches thick. I'd put a banana for size. My bananas are pretty ripe. But there's that, and then huge 4 carrots. So I have those all cut up. Got those cooking. But I will have to come up with some zucchini recipes this weekend. Happy Sunday!
Happy Sunday.
We're all here, going to Grandma Lynn's. And with Auntie Tammy, we're gonna go visit. Cassie can go say hi. I'm home from Korea. Fill them in on your whole trip. We've got the goods, stopped at Cousins. Got our subs and salads. You get your steak salad, Cass?
No, I got the club salad.
Club salad. Ooh. I thought maybe BLT, but then I was like, oh, usually
No, because they don't cut the bacon, so it's just 3 strips of bacon laid on a salad, and it looks really sad.
Okay. Anyways, just thought we'd check in. I come around the corner, and what do I see? My pepper half eaten. And stuff all over. The silly squirrel over to the chipmunk. Man, I still have 2. Do I pick them? Do I chance that they'll be okay? Gosh darn it. It's pretty much, like I said, I picked most of my beans. There's a couple on there yet, but... Cucumber plant. Still going wild. I tied my tomato plant back a little bit so it wasn't leaning towards the cucumber plant, so hopefully it's not going to grab onto here, but looks like I could go a little bit tighter because it's still going that way. So I think I'll have to adjust this. But my tomatoes are still on. Are they turning red? Not yet. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, well, that's not a nice welcome home. Just got back from the Rices, so we had a good visit. Visited with his mom and sister. So they got to hear about Cassie's travels and all about all the food that she liked. She was sharing all the pictures of a bunch of the food stuff that she would eat over there. So that was good. We had our cousin's lunch. And Wayne's mom made a wonderful dessert. Oh, it was so good. She was like, how is it? I'm like, it's better than restaurant quality. And she was just like, oh, okay. It was so good. We went out in the yard for a little bit, checked out. She had some new, like a new sidewalk laid between her house and her garage. She had just like field stone laid out in little areas with grass in between and stuff, and they were kind of on angles. And she's been having trouble with her balance a little bit lately, so she wanted something nice and smooth and straight. So she hired somebody to come do a nice little smooth pathway for her with some little bricks, and that turned out really nice. And then she did one too between the main sidewalk and the road. So that's nice. So when we park our car, we have something nice to walk out on to go into the house then. So it was a good visit. And then on the way home, we got to see a little bit of the air show. So the Milwaukee Air Show is taking place today, and the Blue Angels were on and flying. So at one point we saw a formation of the 4 planes going up, and then they did a big dive. So they almost made like a circle, but you could see the white streaks, they put the smoke on, and so you could see their path. And then while we were still driving a little while later, all of a sudden we saw 3 of them flying kind of in front of us. in front of the car. It was like, oh, and then there were two, stragglers kind of, they were catching up. It was so funny to see how fast that they were flying to be able to catch up to these other planes. It was like, ooh. And then they turned and they came in front of the car, and it was so cool and so close, but it was like, oh, I didn't have my phone out. I was going to tell Cassie to take a picture, and then I didn't think about it. So, all right. So then we were watching to see if we could see more. And then all of a sudden we did see. Then I guess I got my phone out, and it was like, let me see, okay, in case they come by again. So I took a little bit of footage out the window. It wasn't as good as what we saw go in front of the windshield. But I got a little bit of footage. Wow.
Thank you, Lord, for the time.
There's the trails.
It'd be worse is if you didn't know there was an air show going on. You were worried there was some type of terrorist activity and there's fighter jets flying over Milwaukee.
So that was neat. So that made Wayne happy. One of his things on his bucket list is to go to the Oshkosh Air Show, the EAA fly-in. So one of these years we'll get to do that, but knowing again how busy that is and all that, we'll have to try to book a hotel ahead of time and stuff, and actually make that plan. And see what kind of shuttles there are, whatever and stuff, either getting from a hotel down to the, what do you call it, the airport type area and stuff. See how that all works. Make a plan. But anyways, that was our excitement on the way home. I just took a walk, asked Wayne if he wanted to walk to the corner and back with me, so that was very nice. So instead of just walking around our neighborhood here, we took a little bit of longer walk because I'm sitting a whole lot today, so it's kind of like, okay, let's get a good walk in. And that's about it. Beautiful weather. Turned out nice. It was very cloudy on the way down, even though there wasn't rain in the forecast. We thought for sure, like, it's going to rain. We're waiting any minute. We're going to see raindrops on the windshield and stuff. And no, sky's cleared up. Now it's all blue, sunny. It was probably, what did I see? 70, 74, I think, on the way home. Doesn't feel very humid. I guess by Wednesday again, it's supposed to be hot and humid. But this is beautiful. If we had the right breeze in the right way, we could open up all our doors. Maybe I will anyways, see if we get a breeze in the house instead of having the air on. That would be nice. But the way our place sits, and we have a unit right behind us, that wall kind of blocks some of the wind and stuff, but sometimes we get a breeze in, so it's okay. But in any case, I think I will wrap that up here. Sunday, not much else going on. I juiced a little bit more yesterday. I don't think I mentioned that or videoed that. I think I showed I have a big zucchini. I'll put the picture in here. From the neighbor one of the times we walked. I got the huge zucchini and some carrots, and then also I think it was 7 beets. And the beets were already soft. One of them was kind of getting moldy a little. So, okay, had to use them up right away. And I'm like, okay, I know there's cold beet salads that you can make and stuff, but I'm like, I know how to juice, and I can do that right away. And I've got the other ingredients to make my carrot, celery, beet juices type thing that I make. And even though I had a couple in the fridge already, I'm like, well, Mom likes to drink them too, so I made 2 juices for her. Yeah, I think I've got one extra beet juice. That's just beet juice because I don't have enough ingredients for the other. I might not. Well, we'll have to see. But in any case, I figured, well, okay, when I make my next juice and stuff, I could pour some of that in there, or I could just drink it straight. So that was about it. Didn't make much else extra when I did that. I cooked up the carrots that I got from Quit. Mom loved those. Thought they were so very tasty. So that was very nice. And we still had those, so that's what I had for dinner last night, was just chicken noodles and carrots, and we'll see about today. Like I said, we had our sub and all that, and for me that was breakfast and lunch. So in an hour or so or whatever, we'll have some dinner, but other than that, not much else exciting. We'll see what happens this week. I think not much going on. We have to take one of the cars in to get an oil change and have the brakes checked. And we're going to leave that one overnight. And then I have 2 recipes that I want to make. So I have my coloring sheets to color, but I think I need ingredients for one of them because I used up my carrots for doing that juicing, so I need some carrots for one of these recipes. So maybe Wayne will go out tonight. Otherwise, if not tonight, Tuesday, because I think I want to make that one on Wednesday. I have some errands to run this week too, so I'm thinking maybe Tuesday. So then I can stop at the grocery store. But on that note, I'm done. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're having some good weather, so you're being able to go out and enjoy it, whether you're barbecuing outside, having some family over, going to the pool, going to the beach, taking some nice walks, just enjoying nature. Get some outside, vitamin D, sunshine. Like I said, yeah, nature, good stuff, good weather. I hope you are finding things that make you smile. And you guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye.